Hello, Bible reader. Today is July 17th, and the readings are from Job chapters 38 through 42 and Mark chapter 11. Hosanna is the story. We get Palm Sunday today in our Bible reading, and Hosanna means save now. It is not just woohoo, it is a directive pointed from the people who are excited that Jesus is there, but there's an expectation. We're not just excited because we like you. We're excited because we think you can save us, and so we don't want you to save us later. Hosanna, save now. We're desperate. We want this saving to happen immediately. And it's an ironic moment because although they're asking to be saved, they don't really understand what they're asking for from Jesus, because they think that save now means a military or a political or a religious solution. They're not thinking salvific, like eternal saving. That's not the categories they're thinking about. And so to help make that make sense to the reader, Mark uses this device after the triumphant entry into Jerusalem with this fig tree. This is the kind of thing that if you don't really study this stuff, you read through it and are just kind of confused. At least I am when I read this without really digging in. But that fig tree not having any fruit and cleaning out the temple, they're related stories. They're both getting at the same thing. Both are showing how unready Israel is to receive what Jesus is going to give. It's in the same bucket of that meme I talked about the other day, where if somebody from 1995 saw a picture of a person with a mask on holding this thing that's in front of an ice cream cone, they didn't know in 1995 what a selfie was, or a picture of food, or a cell phone really, or why someone would be masked. Like, none of it would make sense. The fig tree is not bearing any fruit, and so it's not like ready. It's not ripe for what is happening. The temple is not ready. It's not ripe for what is happening among Israel with Jesus there. And so that's what these stories are trying to show. Job. We got through the end of it. Today is the last of Job's readings. My favorite line in, I think, the whole book is when God says to Job, because God, of course, is saying, I'm God, you're not. Do you know when the mountain goats gave birth? Because I do. I'm God. I know everything. Don't try to know things you can't know. I hear God responding to Job saying, just trust me. Obey me, period. I'm curious to know how the end sits with you. Of course, God's response to Job is also interesting. But I'm wondering, as a play, as something that you've been reading now for a couple weeks, you've hopefully become invested in the character of Job and in his friends, and how will God respond? Well, now just in one day, just in a few chapters, Elihu speaks more than God does, but I got a nit to pick there about Elihu. But in this response of God, is it what you expected? And did it end in a way that you found to be helpful or powerful, or maybe not? I'm back from vacation. I am going to see you Monday, and I hope to include some of your reflections on how Job ended. If you could include those reflections in the thread, I would love to include some of those thoughts in my post on Monday as we move back into Genesis. I am one with my God. My God is with us, all of us, at all times and in all places.